We'll call this meeting of Finance, Budget, and Audit Committee meeting to order here. It's March 28th, Tuesday, 2017, and the reason for the meeting is just so that we can present the permanent appropriations that we to present actually to amend the council agenda for this meeting to add this on so that we can have a permanent appropriation by the 31st of the month. And we set out this sheet with some of the notes in that on it last Friday. And going through the thing that from where we started to where we wound up, kind of based most of the payroll is based mostly on the number of personnel that we had from that payroll analysis, and everybody had received used that because it was pretty well current as where we were last year at the end of the year. And then with some of their step raises and that, we had like 2.6% or so. Two of those numbers will already come up with the projected payroll. The numbers in the payroll also, they do reflect the current healthcare plan that's in place right now. So based on that, then depending upon how the revenue comes in, our numbers are still above the certificate numbers, but we're allowed to be on a temporary basis, but our appropriation is below the revenue. It falls within the revenue that we anticipate generating, and it is a little over the certificate numbers that we had filed with the county. So some of the things that, as far as to get to that point, as we've stated before, we're never going to be able to balance everything out just by cutting here and cutting there. So we hit somewhat pretty well maintained as many of the services as we could with this, along with put in a few things into this budget too that still will have to be approved by the audit committee when they meet, but we did put in a request under EMS for a first payment and that for paramedic unit and medical. So that was in there, and then under water we had for like a dump truck, it's actually a dump truck, it's like a salt truck, as well as a bucket truck, which is did the dust down there. So that all those need to be reviewed by the audit committee as far as any type of lease payments that we were able to enter into. Also, we had put in under lease for a couple cruisers and that as well. Notice under their debt service under their 7,700 that already there's some cruisers already that we're paying off some of the Explorers that they have right now, and so that is part of that as well. Also, you see under the police and fire. There was some debt service in there that sort of the radios that went into effect this year. The first payments were due this year, so those are part of this appropriation. There are some buybacks in that are still owed. We'll continue to pay on those as revenue comes in. If you have cash available at the end of the month, we're going to continue to pay those down. Also, there's a possibility some of these extra payments that come due towards the end of the year, depending upon our cash flow situation, we may need to ask to see if those can be pushed out into January of 18, but that remains to be seen depending upon how revenue comes in. We also had listed under for separation, there are a number of people that are going to be retiring from the city, which the separation, the auditor's office has actually talked to some of the folks, and some of them would be a pretty substantial payout at one time, as they asked if they would work on a payment plan where we would pay them over a series of months versus one lump sum. Because it just wouldn't have the one lump sum to actually to send out right off the bat. So but that's figured in there as well. It seems Ohio case that shows up and someone say, well, separation. Now there's going to be a number of people that are going to be retiring over the course of this year, the rest of this year. This actually helps to get us in within 3% of our payroll to where it would be 100% by the end of the year, which is better than how we started off last year. But hopefully, if we can, revenue picks up, we can just work that in, change the certificate, and make up everything good, throughout the course of the year. The other thing, this kind of at least gets us into the first phase of the recovery plan, because ultimately the recovery plan will supersede a lot of what we have here. This is a basis that for that to be worked around, and but it doesn't. That will supersede our appropriation that we have here ultimately. So once we get that audit plan put together, our recovery plan, parts of this may have to be changed based upon what the recovery plan is going to consist of. And any changes to the appropriation after that is put into place. Like we talked about before, when any changes to the appropriation that after the recovery plan that would be put in place will have to be approved by not only our audit supervision from the state auditor's office, but also the audit committee as well. And then so the state basically has to say, yes, you can make that change to your appropriation, or no, find a way to work within it. So it gets us going, but it also will be a big part of the recovery plan that will pretty well take precedent over our appropriation if they deem that this is does not fit in what the recovery plan should look like. I'm just trying to think if there's some other so the revenue does continue to hold strong. Hopefully we can make some additional changes to this. There are a couple things in there too this year where the We used to have a separate EMS fund. This is now, based on the state auditor's recommendation, this is now falls under the general fund. Same way with the recreation. That used to always be, it's a separate fund. Now it's going to be part of the general fund. And we used to, at the end of the year, there were times we would have to subsidize one of these, but they said that the way it's set up, the state looks at it as those two items should be strictly part of the general fund. So they're in there now. Now, we do show that there are some outstanding debts for the recreation and the EMS that we will clean up as we get into the year here. That had to reflect that was a carryover from last year. So, but that's kind of a thumbnail sketch of where we're at. I didn't know if anybody had any general questions. I don't have specific everything breakdowns, but in front of me, Mr. Stitt is working, and he's been also, as far as answering technical type questions, I may not be able to answer all those, but yes.
Do you know what these numbers are? 715,000, 415,000?
That is what, if I'm not mistaken, that would be what we owe.
Are both of those together, or just the 715?
I don't know what that comes from.
He all said 5 at one time, if you look at the beginning, so right. I didn't know what they were.
That would be what we owe, and this is, I anticipate what we would owe this year. This is what we owe already. Okay. There should have been a highlight thing on there. It would have had a note explaining that. If you would have ran that onto your mouse onto that, it would have highlight. There should have been a highlight thing right there. And it would explain each one.
Oh, I just got a copy of this. Okay. You guys emailed it to me.
That would have been what we owe, and this would have been what we would owe this year. Anticipate what we would owe this year.
Can I finish with this? I hate to do it, but
you can, but I'm not saying that I can answer. You can. Go ahead.
At the present time, there is a court order from 2010 with the C9 Trust and Retirees Health Plan. That said, and I've got several of them here, and Mr. Gary's here, maybe he can help with this, that the city must follow the terms of the agreement in the plan. It gives the code or the amendment numbers. In that plan, it says that the city is required to fund both of those, the C9 Trust and the Retirees Health Care, every year. It hasn't been funded in 3 years. And I have a concern with that. I mean, is that a legal issue for us?
I can't answer that. However, it shows as a debt. It's not funded with cash, but it hasn't gone away. So in other words, what you're seeing is an accumulation of what is owed.
But they're not funding it completely this year either.
Well, what I'm telling you is this. We don't have the cash to actually put that in to say that it's not funded by cash. No. It is there as a line item that will accumulate, that we still would owe that, as well as what we owe from the past. So it's not a debt. It basically is a debt that hasn't gone away. So it's still showing on the sheets, but it's not something that we will have the cash to pay. Now, when? I don't know. I mean, if we become cash rich next year, there's a few other things. That's going to be part of the recovery plan as well. We get rid of a few other things, and then you pay down the debt on the C9 Trust. But as far as being funded with cash, and number one. Number two, this is based on maintaining the personnel and the services that we have currently. there isn't enough to do anything more than that at this point in time. So if there's a legal thing, I'm not in that position. I'm not an attorney. I don't really have to take that up with somebody else at another time. But it's not something that I can
answer that.
I'm telling you.
Okay. Well,
I can't answer
I was
this.
hoping Mr. Stifford was here, because I didn't know if he knew about the court order or not, that it needed to be paid.
Well,
I'm sorry.
the thing is, cash isn't there to pay.
Okay.
And so until that time comes, you know, if we're going to have to eliminate other stuff to pay that, well, those are decisions that this body may have to come up with. I mean, for the financial plan, that's all part of the plan. And when we submit it to the state, that's going to be a part of it. What's going to be done with it? I don't know. That's up to.
Well, the question was brought to me, and that's why I'm bringing it to you.
But that's pretty well all I can say. There's not cash to fund it. There's not cash to pay it. There's barely cash to make ends meet for what we have here. So, but that's long and short of it right now.
Mr. Sanker is exactly right. Mr. Sanker's been put in a position to put this permanent appropriation together, basically on a shoestring, and it's a projection. It's, you know, and I hate to beat up an old phrase that it's renewable. But that's one of the issues that are going to have to be addressed in the financial plan, and because, as you stated, it gives every appearance that there's a legal obligation to do it. And like I said, you know, Mr. Sanker working on this is just trying to put a template together to begin the process, and that's what it amounts to. And like he said so accurately, is that the financial plan will come into play at that point, and everything's going to have to be figured out. Then it comes back to this body for approval before it goes on to the commission. And like I said at the last meeting, this is one of those things where everybody, you know, every member of council representing, you know, should have some input into this thing and a third thought process, because it's going to be an open, I hate the word transparency, but it's going to be an open process where, you know, everybody's going to know exactly what's going on. But like you said, it's a legal obligation, and it's going to have to be worked out how to get it straightened out.
But one quick on the insurance is one, there's $497,000. I believe that's the number off the top of my head.
Yeah, it is.
Because that's our monthly claims for insurance.
That's for the
retirees insurance.
It was the same. Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions or whatever? What it is, it's somewhere we want to recommend the council to add it to the agenda to vote on tonight. Amend the agenda. To add the appropriations ordinance and the exhibit, which would be the exhibit A, for the permanent appropriations for. That's what I heard. Tonight's agenda. And if that's all right, that's what we'll do. We'll fill out the forms, and then this meeting will be closed. That's the only thing we have on the agenda. Thank you.